Hello there, amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to a brand new epic Doctor Who topic video for today. So for today I'm in Liverpool, and of course I met a fellow subscriber and a local friend named Alex, who lives
in New Hills.
How often do you come to Liverpool, mate?
Once or twice, mainly for Doctor Who meetings at the weekend.
I've only come up here to look for my birthday, and I picked some great Doctor Who merchandises, which I will show you a bit later on. And Alex has also given me some birthday presents, which I wasn't really expecting, and it's very nice of him. So thank you very much. So I will go through all that a bit later on, and then join me in my studio later on. Hello there, amazing viewers. So I am back in my studio, and of course after such a fantastic day with me family, aka mum, dad and my brother, and of course meeting Alex, who is a fantastic subscriber, and of course I met him through Facebook, through Doctor Who pages. And Alex is absolutely a nice chap. He's absolutely brilliant and a legend, because I wasn't really expecting it. He actually got me some birthday presents, so I'm going to show you what he's got me, and then of course I'll talk about, but before I get into the presents bit, I want to talk about my day in Liverpool. So today in Liverpool, I kind of wanted to go into Forbidden Planet. So Alex luckily took me into the two stalls, aka of Forbidden Planet. So you got Worlds Apart and of course the actual proper store of Forbidden Planet. And I brought quite a few good Doctor Who merchandises there out of my birthday money from my mum and my dad and of course my brother. And I love it. I absolutely love it. This is my very first time ever going into Forbidden Planet. It's actually my very first full-on time going into Forbidden Planet, and I actually quite enjoyed it. I absolutely did, and it's actually a privilege to get to know Alex a lot better, because we had such a great conversation talking about Doctor Who and other little random bits and dabs. Absolutely a brilliant day. And of course, I want to say thank you to my mum and dad and my brother for coming with me to Liverpool, and I hope they had a good day like I've done, because I absolutely loved it. I've had one of the best birthdays in a very long time. One of the best birthdays in a very, very long time, and I enjoyed my trip into Liverpool. And I did manage to pick up from out my birthday money off my mum, my dad and my brother some great iconic Doctor Who items. So I kind of want to talk about some of the stuff that Alex got me, because it was a nice surprise. I wasn't expecting any birthday presents from him, but he actually came into Liverpool with a HV bag. I asked him what was in the bag, because I thought he'd brought into HV, and he goes, "Oh, these are for you." I'm like, "Are you sure?" He went, yeah, they're for you. And I'm like, "Oh, thank you. I wasn't expecting it. I really wasn't expecting it." And it's such an honour and a privilege to actually get to meet a fellow fan of my channel. And he was telling me that he loves my channel. And of course, he was watching one of my videos. And of course, he noticed I didn't have a few items in my collection. So thanks to him, he's managed to get me some of the items that I said I kind of wanted. So I'm going to show you what he got me. And then, of course, basically what I got off him for my birthday. So Alex, again, thank you so much, mate. You are honestly a complete and utter legend for this fantastic birthday surprise. So I'm going to show you some of the items first. So he knows that Tom Baker is, of course, oh, I accidentally turned that on. So he knows that Tom Baker is, of course, my favourite version of the Doctor. So plus Tom Baker is one of my favourite actors. I loved him in Sherlock Holmes in the Hounds of Baskerville, from 1978, 1980 something. Anyway, sometime during that time period. So I've got Tom Baker Reads A Christmas Carol, a novelization from by Charles Dickens. It's actually quite good, because Tom Baker, again, I really haven't listened to Tom Baker's in this yet, and it's actually quite nice to have A Christmas Carol, because it is one of my favourite films of Christmas time, because I absolutely love the Jim Carrey one. I absolutely enjoy the Muppets Christmas Carol and some other versions, not with Patrick Stewart. So it's actually quite nice to have that into the collection. So I'm actually quite looking forward to listening to that at some point. So then, of course, he's given me Tom Baker's Ultimate Sci-Fi Quiz. I did not know about this. I knew about it not long ago, but I never really come across it. So I don't know how he's come across this. I don't know how he's done it, but honestly, I cannot wait to actually sit down and give this a go and give the quiz a go with my dad. Plus, it has quizzes, and some of the questions on here is about Doctor Who, which is on here, as it says in the quizzes. So I'm quite looking forward to seeing if I know all the questions to these quizzes. I really am. And then, of course, he's given me 2 finals. And, oh, wow. I was so over the moon when he let me have a look. He literally just gave me him as a birthday present. So the first one he's given me is, of course, Doctor Who, the original soundtrack, the original TV soundtrack, and of course it is called The Best from Series 1 to Series 7. So this is basically from Christopher Eccleston to Matt Smith, and of course on here it's got side 1, which has got the Doctor Who theme, Rose's theme, Doomsday, Donna's theme, the Doctor Forever, Martha's theme, and then of course you got Fallon Dullan, the regeneration theme for the 10th Doctor, and then side 2 is all of Matt Smith, basically where we got I Am the Doctor, the Madman with a Box, Amy's theme, Melody Pond, Towards the Asylum, Together or Not at All, and of course the long song. And it's got, I'm really happy with this because it's got quite a few of my favourite songs in here, like the Doctor Who theme, because I actually quite enjoy the theme from 2005, the Doctor's theme, and of course I love Together Not at All because it is such an iconic theme. So I've actually got it on vinyl. So yeah, I've got, and of course as you can see it is a limited edition. So Alex, again, thank you so much. I cannot wait to actually sit down and listen to that. And then of course he's also given me another Doctor Who vinyl. And the other vinyl is of course one of my favourite stories from classic Doctor Who. In fact, it is actually my second favourite story out of all of classic Doctor Who. It's my all-time favourite story with Peter Davison. So the story itself, and it's a nice way to have the soundtrack. So now I've got it on Target Book, VHS, 2 DVD copies, and of course the soundtrack of it. So yeah, I got the soundtrack to The Caves of Androzani. And of course it has 4 sides. We've got side A, side B, side C, and of course side D. And I absolutely love it. I really love The Caves of Androzani because one thing about it, it's written by Robert Holmes, and I love good old Robert Holmes scripts. Robert Holmes is one of my favourite Doctor Who writers, and the fact he wrote this story is absolutely brilliant. I love that they used the DVD special edition artwork for this, and I believe this was one of the very first ever Doctor Who finals to come out. So I cannot wait to dive in to listen to this. So here is all the actual tracks you've got on here. So I cannot wait to actually sit down and listen to this. So I have got a fantastic Doctor Who vinyl collection, and thank you again so much, Alex, mate. You've made my day. You honestly made my day with The Caves of Androzani, the original TV soundtrack. I cannot wait to listen to the fantastic pieces of music from Robert Lamb and of course the Radiosopic Workshop. I absolutely love The Caves of Androzani because one, it's got such powerful moments in it. Peter Davison gives us a fantastic performance, and of course it has one of the best regenerations in Doctor Who in my retrospect. It is actually my favourite regeneration story, and that's how much I love The Caves of Androzani, because it is honestly my favourite regeneration story for any Doctor. It's honestly just a perfect story, and it really gives Peter Davison that kind of urge, and I really like Peter Davison's final story because it's absolutely brilliant. One of the best stories for Peter Davison as well. So I've already told him if I ever get to see Peter Davison again, I haven't met him since last, around about November, December time last year. So if I get to see him again at some point later on this year, I probably will get him to sign The Caves of Androzani, these fantastic vinyl records. I cannot wait. And then, of course, that's not just really it for birthdays. So my mum and my brother gave me some birthday money, and I kind of spent that all around Liverpool. So first things first, I had to pick up something to basically to do with the 60th anniversary. So I've picked up this fantastic t-shirt from Forbidden Planet of the Toy Maker, with basically, as you can see, we have Saggy Sue, Stuck Up Bill, and of course the Suki Bill, the Suki Babas, and of course we have the Toy Maker. I honestly have to admit, out of the 60th anniversary specials, I absolutely love the Giggle. So it's actually quite nice to have a t-shirt from the Giggle, and of course I absolutely love the Toy Maker, played by Neil Patrick Harris. So yeah, I absolutely love that episode, and I've got the t-shirt. I absolutely love it because me and my best friend Jamie R. Smith, we were talking, and of course he knows how much I enjoyed the Giggle. I don't know how he's enjoyed the Giggle because we both enjoy the Toy Maker. So the fact now I've got this t-shirt, and every time I'm probably going to see him, I probably will wear this and go to him. Well, that's all right then. So yeah, I got the fantastic t-shirt of the 60th anniversary special, aka the Giggle. They did have 2 other t-shirts. They had Beat the Meep, they had a Shooty Gatwa one, which didn't have my size. They also had the Goblin King, and of course the Goblin Singers. But I went for the Toy Maker. I actually went for the Toy Maker. Honestly, it's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So yeah, I got the toy maker at my birthday meal for my parents. Honestly, I had to get it. And the one thing about Forbidden Planet I've always wanted to go is because they do their own brand of Doctor Who t-shirts. And I kind of wanted a few from last year's range for Doctor Who, because they did ones to celebrate each era of Doctor Who, and I didn't have them in Liverpool, so I'm hoping I can try and track them down on their website. But it's actually quite nice to have the toy maker, and of course it does have the Doctor Who logo. So yeah, I've got a fantastic t-shirt of the toy maker. I absolutely love the toy maker. Honestly, it's just brilliant. Honestly, just brilliant. And of course it has the new Doctor Who logo. I love the new logo. Honestly, it's just brilliant. And then of course I bought some other things from Forbidden Planet, so I'm going to show you what I've got. So first of all, my brother and me, my mum and dad and me went into a charity shop before we met Alex, and in the charity shop, my brother picked up some Doctor Who comics for me. So we've picked up 3 comics starring the 10th Doctor. So we've got Cold-Blooded War, aka with the 10th Doctor coming across the Draconians, and of course the Ice Warriors. So I cannot wait to dive into read that comic adventure, because one, it is the Ice Warriors, which is one of my favourite villains from Patrick Troughton, and the Draconians, which I actually do quite enjoy the Draconians in, of course, from Frontier in Space. And then, of course, we have another Doctor Who comic, which has basically got the 10th Doctor versus Santarans, Draconians, and, of course, Ogron's 3 villains from the John Pertwee era. Absolutely perfect. And, of course, it does have a cardboard sleeve to keep it intact with a sleeve. So I cannot wait to give this a fantastic read and give this a review. I will give these comics a review because I've picked up 3, which is absolutely perfect. I mean, look at that. Ogrons, Santarans, and Draconians, and of course the 10th Doctor. One of my least favourite Doctors, but I'm kind of hoping I enjoy the 10th Doctor in the comics, because in the TV series he seems so whiny, and that's the thing about the 10th Doctor in particularly Series 2, and of course the other time, he's just so whiny, and the way he mopes over Rose in Series 3 and a little bit of Series 4, it does me head in, but Series 4 is still the best because I really enjoy him with Catherine Tate. So yeah, I got that little comic. And then, of course, there's this one I was reading in the car with basically a multi-Doctor story set with the 8th, 9th, and, of course, the 10th Doctors. So it's actually quite nice to have a comic with Paul McGann's Doctor, with Christopher Eccleston's Doctor, and, of course, David Tennant's. And, of course, David Tennant is wearing the blue suit. And in this adventure, he's actually travelling with Martha. So I haven't read the other 2 yet, so I don't know who he's travelling with at those points. But it's actually quite nice to own. I got a good Doctor Who comic, and it's a multi-Doctor story. I'm a sucker for multi-Doctor stories. And then, of course, I picked up another Doctor Who comic, and this comic is basically one I've kind of wanted for a while. I have collected the Doctor Who magazines, and this little comics was part of the section called Liberation of the Daleks. But I kind of wanted to get... I missed out on the final chapter and the beginning of the story because I couldn't find it anywhere in my local stores, those two comics, for some reason, with those 2 issues of Doctor Who magazine. So I've been trying to track this down for quite a while, and I finally found it. Liberation of the Daleks, the 14th Doctor's very first adventure. So now I've got all of the 14th Doctor's adventures kind of through DVD and Blu-ray, and of course on BBC iPlayer for Destination Skaro. So I cannot wait to give this a read, because this has the regeneration moment where he literally just finished regenerating from Jodie Whittaker into David Tennant again. And of course he goes on to adventure against the Daleks. So the 14th Doctor does have an adventure with the Daleks straight away before he literally crash lands on Skaro before the eruptions of Cannon. But yeah, I got this comic book. I mean, I actually cannot wait to give this one, sit down and give this one a proper read, because I absolutely cannot wait. I think I'm going to enjoy this comic, and there will be a review on this comic as well for Liberation of the Daleks, because I actually do quite enjoy the 14th Doctor, and I actually prefer David Tennant as the 14th Doctor than I do for the 10th Doctor. So then, of course, I've picked up some other merchandises from Big Finish, from Forbidden Planet. So, of course, I picked up an action figure of Missy from Series 8. So we've got Missy, and of course it has the little device where she uses, actually to terminate that guy, where he goes, permission to scream, in basically dark water and Death in Heaven. And of course it has a sonic umbrella that we do see her use in One Other Time in the Doctor Falls. So it's actually quite nice to have a nice figure of Missy. I already have one where she's wearing the purple suit from Series 10, but it didn't come with the umbrella or anything else. So it's actually quite nice to have a figure with Missy with some accessories, like with the sonic umbrella, and of course with her deadly gun. Absolutely brilliant. I cannot wait. I absolutely love that. And then, of course, I picked up another copy of the 13th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver because my one doesn't work. So this one, I'm going to try and take very, very good care of this one because I changed the batteries in it and it still won't work. I don't know why. So it's actually quite nice to have another 13th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver. Not one of my favourite Sonic Screwdrivers, but I am thinking of cosplaying the 13th Doctor at some point. So I do need the Sonic Screwdriver and hopefully it does work. So yeah, I've got the 13th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver. And then, of course, I went into HMV. At HMV, we went with Alex, my mum, and dad, and my brother. And, of course, my mum saw I was looking at a Doctor Who Blu-ray and she says, do you want it? So I said, yeah. My mum picked me up Doctor Who Spearhead from Space. I do have the Steelbook, but I kind of want to keep the Steelbook in perfect condition. So it's actually quite nice to have the standard Blu-ray release of Spare from Space. And it should have been $10.99 and we got it down in the bargains for $7.99. So yeah, Spare from Space, it is one of my favourite John Pertwee stories. I have done a series on my laptop and I just need to film it where I talk about each 5 stories from my favourite incarnations of the Doctor. So my 5 favourite Hartnell stories, my 5 favourite Troughton stories, but I'm going to try and do that all in one big video. Or I might just separate the video because it will be too long. Because I have added the 14th Doctor, because I've actually added how I rank the specials into it, because I do like the 14th Doctor and I do like it. So I'm kind of going to add Liberation of Daleks into it as well, but to give the 14th Doctor a bit more canon eruption, because considering that I've only, in that series, I've literally ranked Destination Scarrows in my top 5. I've added Star Beast, Wild Blue Yonder, and of course the Giggle. So it's actually going to be quite nice to round that up into the top 5, 14th Doctor stories. So yeah, I've got Spearhead from Space. And then, of course, in Forbidden Planet, I actually picked up not 1, but 2 Big Finish audios. So yeah, not 1, not 2, but I've actually picked up 2 Big Finish audios. So here's the bag of Forbidden Planet. So what have I picked up? So I've picked up 1 audio starring the 4th Doctor and 1 audio starring the 8th Doctor. So I'm going to show you the 8th Doctor one first and then show you, of course, what the 4th Doctor one is, because the 4th Doctor is the one I'm actually cannot wait to listen to, because I really cannot wait to give that a review. So, of course, we have In the Black Midwater, starring Paul McGann with Idrid Fisher, aka the Doctor and Charlie. So it's actually quite nice to have a box set with Charlie, and it's part of the 8th Doctor Adventures Volume 4. So I probably will just put all the box sets for the 8th Doctor separate, definitely now, because I normally try and keep everything into Doctor order, but with Big Finish, very complicated, timey-wimey. So I'm going to put all the 8th Doctor stuff together, and then, of course, have that at the end because of the logo. As you can see, it's got the new logo with Paul McGann on the side. So yeah, it's actually quite nice to have a Paul McGann audio. And then, of course, I actually picked up Storm of the Sea Devil, starring the 4th Doctor. So why have I picked this one up? Well, Tom Baker is, of course, my favourite Doctor. And, of course, it has the Sea Devils, a.k.a. my favourite Pertwee monster. So we got my favourite 70s Doctor versus my favourite 70s monster. So my favourite Doctor and my favourite monster, but from 2 different eras. You got the monsters from the Pertwee era and the monsters from, and you got the 4th Doctor. So I cannot wait to listen to this one. Storm of the Sea Devils. I absolutely love the Sea Devils because they are honestly my favourite villains out of the Doctor Who universe from the 70s. I absolutely love it. I need to do a video of ranking all of the Doctor Who monsters. My top 10 Doctor Who monsters I would have to rank. I'd include some other ones in there, like the Toymaker and some other ones. So yeah, that is basically my birthday haul. And basically I met a fellow Doctor Who fan. And of course I met a fellow subscriber of my channel. And he absolutely loves my content. So Alex, once again, thank you for a fantastic day meeting us. Thank you for the fantastic birthday presents. I hope you have enjoyed your day meeting me for the first time. And hopefully I get to meet you again at some point in the future if I ever come back to Liverpool. Because I do want to go back to Liverpool, considering that Alex has told me, and of course, William Hughes has also messaged me on Facebook telling me about this fantastic Doctor Who group that meets on a Sunday down in Liverpool, and I do really want to go to that. I really do want to come and meet other Doctor Who fans and sit down and talk about Doctor Who. So I am hoping I can come and do that at some point in the future. I mean, unfortunately, I am back at work this Sunday, so I can't go to it, but hopefully down at some point down in the future, later on this year, I might go to one. Hopefully. So yeah, thank you for watching. Please do like, subscribe and share, and join for more awesome Doctor Who content. Have a cracking day, you amazing viewers and subscribers.